Abandoned mothers, are you here?
Yes.
Frustrated youth, are you here?
Yes.
Today we have come here the 1st of June 2023 to read the press statement by Free Nigeria Movement titled Subsidy Removal, Renewed Pain and the Cycle of Indifference.
Yes.
The dictatorial pronouncement on the removal of subsidy by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, whose ascension to power awaits confirmation by the court, is a credible specimen in the scholarly hall of politics and governance. The rush by his mouthpieces to explain a clear and ambiguous statement to a deeply traumatized citizenry will make a poor reference material in damage control. 3 days later, we are here gasping for meaning, trying to convince ourselves that the purpose of government is to inspire people,
Yes.
to chart paths to dreams and aspirations, to create a safe, habitable environment for equal access to opportunities and more. While we understand the need to bring the criminal regime of subsidy to a close, we do not understand the urgency of his pronouncement, given that a prior arrangement by the President Muhammadu Buhari administration set the withdrawal of subsidy for June 2023. The hurry without any consideration of what cushioning mechanisms will be put in place to lessen the agony of our vast poor demography is most worrisome. We therefore are curious, like many Nigerians, of what the intention of the pronouncement was. Was it designed to inject more suffering into the Nigerian mass in order to break whatever remains of the bony courage sat trembling on the cold floor, grounded by the fear of Professor Yakub Mahmood, perpetrated his evil at the International Conference Center, Abuja? Or to woo lieutenants of the struggle for a new Nigeria forced to their knees by a regime of hardship draining the pool of reason? It is evident that when subsidy became a national reality in the mid and late 70s, it was not an invention of poor people of Nigeria. And when our refineries collapsed, it was not the poor who approved the funds for their rehabilitation.
At all.
Till date, subsidy greases the livelihood of the elite
Yes.
to deepen their hold on the petroleum branch of our natural resources. It is true that Nigerians are yet to fully acquaint with the realities of the dealings in the petroleum industry run by an evil cabal whose sole ambition is endless milking profits from the suffering of Nigerians, drowning descendant voices wherever suits their will. The story of the Ogoni Nine leaves very little to imagination. The president, whose ascension to power awaits confirmation by the courts, has by this pronouncement inspired long-standing greed in the petroleum industry, with the NNPC Limited shamelessly leading the way by its immediate release of upward reviewed pump price of between 488 and 557 in the nearly 200 nationwide hike. An uncharitable move given the enormity of anguish experienced by Nigerians during the current crunch of the Naira redesign policy barely 3 months ago. Add this to the trauma of Professor Yakub Mahmood and INEC's misappropriation of public trust, and what you have is a nation gasping for life.
Yes.
We cannot continue the rounds, the cycle of pain. We must find a way out of a vicious existence where the worst, or to round the cycle of pain where the best never happens. Nigeria must grow high and above individual and institutions that attend only to the need of a few people. Nigerians, this is our country.
Yes.
And we must respond to all of it as it does some.
Yes.
Neither the president, the vice president, the senate president, the Speaker of House of Representatives, the governors, their aides, and the federal, state, and local government functionaries, nor their family members will directly be impacted by this unfortunate pronouncement, as they have privileges which neither you nor we enjoy. The attendant's inflammatory effects, impact on livelihood, decreased household income, high rate of criminal activities, and other effects of this pronouncement would only float in the news report to their ears. The brunt has always sit in the shop in Wuse Market, in Alaba International Market, in Area Market, in Sabongari Market in Kano, to mention a few. All private and government establishments, including ministries and parastatals, where wages are drawn from the 30,000 approved minimum wage. The malfunctioning industry, already deeply scared by the epilepsy of an insufficient national grid, and so on. We worry for pregnant mothers who may not be able to go to the clinic due to exorbitant transport fares, especially those in labor.
Yes.
We are worried for the senior citizens who must need transport to access treatment, and emergency patients whose life may hang in the thread by this artificial hike.
Yes.
Persons living with disabilities are also in our thoughts, as they may resort to every excruciating cost to beat long distances. The hasty but directionless enforcement of subsidy removal